The rain was coming down in sheets, soaking through umbrellas and coats alike, when a tall man in a plain gray jacket walked into the downtown branch of a bustling city bank. His hair was damp, his shoes muddy, and he looked more like a construction worker caught in a storm than anyone of importance. The clerks behind the counter barely glanced at him, busy with their own conversations and tapping away at keyboards. He walked up to the manager's desk where a sharply dressed man in a fitted navy blue suit sat flipping through a set of papers. Without looking up, the manager muttered, "Can I help you?" in a tone that already sounded impatient. The man placed a crumpled check on the desk. "I'd like to cash this, please. And, if you can handle it today, I'll pay double for your time." The manager looked up, blinked at him, and then chuckled as if he just heard the funniest joke of the week. "Double? Sir, this is a bank, not a roadside fruit stand. We don't get paid in tips. Besides, do you even have a balance here? Accounts aren't free, you know." A few clerks overheard and smirked. To them, he was just another customer trying to act important, maybe even a little desperate. The man only smiled, his expression calm, his voice steady. "I have a balance," he replied softly. "In fact, I'd like to see the details of it." The manager leaned back in his chair, clearly amused. "All right then, let's check. But don't say I didn't warn you. Most people with big claims usually don't have much at all." He snapped his fingers, and one of the junior staff began typing the man's name into the system. Seconds later, the clerk froze. His eyes widened and his fingers hovered over the keyboard. "Sir, this account." He looked at the manager, stammering. "It belongs to the CEO." The manager frowned. "CEO of what?" The clerk swallowed hard. "Of this bank. He's our boss." Silence fell over the floor. Phones stopped ringing. Even the rain outside seemed to quiet for a moment. The man in the gray jacket straightened, wiping the raindrops from his brow, and finally let the room see him fully. The air shifted instantly from dismissive laughter to stunned recognition. The manager's face drained of color. He stumbled to his feet, words tumbling out. "Sir, I didn't realize. I mean, if I had known—" The CEO held up his hand gently, stopping him. His smile was not mocking but warm, almost fatherly. "That's the point, isn't it? We shouldn't treat people kindly, only if we know who they are. Everyone who walks through these doors deserves respect, whether they hold $10 or 10 million. The clerks exchanged guilty glances. The manager's shoulders sank, realizing how harsh his laughter must have sounded just moments before. The CEO picked up the crumpled check, smoothed it carefully, and slid it back across the desk. "Cash this for me, please. And don't worry, I won't be paying double. What I expect instead is something more valuable. Treat the next customer as if they were me." The emotional weight of his words settled heavily across the room. Even the manager, who had started the day certain of his authority, found his throat tightening. The man in the gray jacket gave a small nod and turned toward the door. By the time he stepped back into the rain, the entire branch had fallen into a reflective silence. For the first time in years, the employees weren't just bankers behind counters. They were people reminded of the humanity in their work. And though the CEO left without demanding anything more, his simple request lingered, changing the way they would greet every stranger who walked through those glass doors again.